Here we are from the campus of Green Mountain College in Pulteney, Vermont. Leo Gibson here, co-founder of BHAKTA Spirits, and today I'm enjoying the 1962 vintage Armagnac. I think we have to view ourselves fortunate that this vintage and any vintage that followed it, and frankly that we ourselves are here when you think about what happened in the fall of 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis. Literally, we came within one steady hand of having this spirit measured by a Geiger counter, if there was anyone left to hold the Geiger counter, rather than being here for us to enjoy these days. Most of us probably wouldn't have been born if things had turned out a little bit differently. A sobering thought for the sobering times that we're in, but we're not here to be sober, we're here to drink spirit. So let's get into this 1962, see what we've got. First, the color on this stuff, it's a deep amber. It's almost approaching like an inkiness to it, which I suppose you would expect for something that's been near 60 years in a barrel. It's definitely absorbed some of those tannins and some of those wood notes, and so yeah, it's dark. It's dark without being inky though. There's some light that comes through. It's like a deep, rich amber, like the sort of thing you'd expect to see a bug embedded in when they're trying to create new dinosaurs. I don't know. Maybe I watched too much Jurassic Park. But beyond that, let's see the nose. Ooh, this is very different than some of the stuff that I've had up until now. It's like roasted meat. I don't know if any of you are lamb fans. Rack of lamb, probably just about my favorite food in the world, but there's like rosemary rack of lamb there. How odd is that? But there's also, I would say, some like candied orange notes, some like, yeah, it's sort of like a deep brooding, profound, like citrusy, orangey, like a heavy orange thing, if that makes any sense. And then layered with that, or sort of undergirding that, like blonde tobacco leaf. If you've ever had the good fortune to go out and visit some of the cigar plantations in Latin America and, you know, been in those curing barns where you begin to get sort of that stuff just turning from green to gold and those aromas that go along with it, well, there it is. Wow. I don't even want to drink it. It smells so good. But let's have at it. That's what it's here for. Oh boy. Do we have any chocolate lovers in the audience? Some of the other stuff that I've been tasting up until today, I haven't gotten much of that. Maybe a hint of cocoa off one or two, but this one is just like dark chocolate. If you're a dark chocolate lover, it's there. There's like honeyed notes to it as well, like a dark honey. One of the amazing things about honey that I've found is I've gotten into it, did a little beekeeping last summer. Depending on what the bees feed on, you're gonna get different expressions out of the honey. This is like dark, heavy, like clovery type honey, as opposed to some of the lighter, brighter, citrusy type honeys that you get maybe down south in Florida. But the weird thing is there's citrus there too. That's not what the honey component feels like, but those notes of citrus that I was getting on the nose, they manifest themselves here on the palate as well. Candied orange, wow, incredible stuff. How about the finish? Ooh, yeah. Sometimes with the finishes on these Armagnacs, you get a long lingering finish, but it tends to be a little bit, somewhat one note, which isn't necessarily a bad thing after all the complexity that's preceded it. But this one, there's sort of like hints of clove, hints of perfume, a ghost of that citrus we experienced, a little bit of that honey still hanging around. You almost continue to taste this stuff on the finish. And again, there's like an acidity here, which is just mouth-watering, but balanced out by a dryness and a tannic structure, which undergirds this thing in a way that you don't see in a lot of other brandies. You know, most brandies, they tend to be sweet, which is logical because they're fruit-based. Fruit has a higher sugar content than grain-based whiskey, but wow, this. Oh, beautifully balanced, incredible flavors. This 1962 is an amazing, amazing Armagnac.